I am a little apprehensive now. I think our little group is done. So now I'm on my own. As I left town, I saw Mowgli walking alone. He's ready to do his big miles, and I saw the Belgian people, and they're never very friendly, and they're walking all the way here, so maybe I'll see them tomorrow or the next day, but they're never friendly, so there's not much to say about that. And then I don't know where Fast Cash and Mango and everybody else, I don't know when they're leaving or how they're gonna get to the trailhead. So I hope that being alone like this, I can maintain my, I don't know what you call it, my motivation to continue. It can be hard to be so uncomfortable all the time and struggling and bug bites and being rained on all the time and being thirsty. So here's to heading off to Darby. Wow, finally an actual lake. It's really pretty. Phew, that was a steep, steep climb. Ah, now I get to go down to Storm Lake. Well, I hear thunder, so I'm like still a mile away from the lake or so, a mile and two. So I hope I can get there before it starts raining. I don't want to get rained on anymore. I'm at Storm Lake. I hiked many miles to get here. And what do I see? Shortcut. So Mowgli came up behind me. He must have stopped somewhere. But he didn't like it that there's cars here. And I really don't care. It's not raining. I got a dry spot over here in the forest. And it's 6 p.m. or 6:30 and I am happy. I got a pretty early start this morning. I woke up when I first heard birds and it was still too dark to see. And I got going on the trail at 6:15. Not that early. But I ate too much for breakfast. And so my stomach is so full. It's really hard to hike. I'm not as hungry as I thought I would be, I guess. I hope that's not the pass up there. Sure is looking like that's the pass. I hope they managed to keep me off that snow. Looks like I'm just gonna miss having to traverse any of this snow. Nice gentle switchback didn't upset my overly full stomach too much. I'm gonna get up there to the pass. Storm Lake Pass. I think it's like in the 9,200 feet range, so it's pretty high. And check out this view. don't know if you can see this, but so there's a cairn. Where's my stick? Cairn there. And then there's another one there. And then way out there's another one. A hiker just went by. And there's like a whole row of them going along. That's gonna be cool. I'm back on the red line. Wow, what kind of trees are these? They're really pretty. Maybe they're larches. There's a lake here. And there was a really nice campsite too. I probably couldn't have made it here last night though. I'm climbing up this wall. I'm close to the top, but it looks really cool right here. I'm still almost to the top, but this looks really cool on the other side too. So there's Skull Flat. It's too bad I had to drop all the way down into the valley and come all the way back up, but oh well. This kind of reminds me of Cutaway Pass in Washington on the PCT, or Glen Pass. There's marmots. Marmots. Hi. Hi, pretty marmot. Today is a day of climbing up and over these walls. The trails have been really beautiful though, really nice. It's so well maintained, but it's wilderness. And all the trees are healthy and the blowdowns are cleared. So I don't mind. The pass is like a little notch, sort of. Oh, there's such a good breeze. I'm gonna sit here for a while, I think. Cutaway Pass. Well, I keep meeting some nice guys on the passes. And they have the same goal today as me, which is Rainbow Lake. And that's in about 11 miles. So it's 1 o'clock now. I think I can make it. This is Warren Lake. Wow, it's really beautiful. Wow, it was really steep coming down from the last mountain, the one after Warren Lake. And I gotta climb all the way back up again to get to Rainbow Lake. And it's 3.3 miles away, so I expect that the trail will go straight up, like it just went straight down. Well, I got started at about the same time as yesterday, about 6:15. And today starts with a giant climb again. My feet and my ankles, they just feel all bruised and sore. I trip over everything. These trails are not like the PCT where you can just walk. It's all rocks and roots and things to trip over constantly. It's really hard. I made it to Rainbow Pass. Well, I see a big burn area coming up, and I see a lot of smoke on the horizon. So probably California and Oregon are on fire again. Well, I've made it to a new far out map, the southern Montana map, which looks to be a lot shorter than the northern Montana map. But here I am at Johnson Lake. Nice campsite. I think there's campsites all over. It looks like a popular place. I bet it's not far from, I don't know, trailheads or whatever. And immediately climb right back up. This trail just goes straight up, and as soon as you get to the top, straight down, and as soon as you get to the bottom, straight up. And I am exhausted from yesterday. It's like hiking out from Blue Canyon up the Romero Trail 5 or 6 or 7 times a day. So I guess that was Pintler Pass. So last night after I set up my tent, there were ashes all over it. And this morning, I could smell smoke, but I thought it was just campfires by that Johnson Lake. But I smell smoke now, and I stopped to pee, and I saw ashes falling. So there must be a fire somewhere. I wonder if the trail is going to be closed. So I believe this is the bottom, and then immediately it will start to climb. So I went to fill up my water bottle and I slipped on the rock and I fell into the creek. And I lost the little drinking top to my Smart bottle. And I did it right in front of the Canadians. So pretty embarrassing. Oh, thank God. Look at this. You can see the trail. It's not going to make me climb that snow. It's not going to make me climb the wall. I've been walking as slow as you possibly can, just so it would be like not so exerting. I just don't have any more energy. This is a total hellscape. Every now and then the wind is like howling and pushes me over. And it's just, so bleak and awful every day. I think the name of the CDT should be the Cruelty Delivery Trail. So I got like a 7.7 mile stretch without water with lots of probably steep ups and downs. So I'm gonna have to haul a whole bunch of water with me. And then it's all burn zone and there's no shade, so I'm just broken. Look, there's lily pads. Lily pads cheer me up. Ooh, look at all that smoke. Ooh, there's where it's coming from, right there. I wonder if that's affecting the trail. It's 4:30. I just checked. And I've done about 19 miles, which makes me feel better. At least I'll make it 20 miles for sure today. I've been going so slow. It's been very hard. This wind, I can't even walk straight in the wind. No way in hell I'm taking the Bug Creek Trail. As tired as I am, I think I'm gonna have to hike into the night because there's nowhere safe. It's all blowdowns. It's 6 o'clock. I'm never gonna find a safe place to sleep. Well, that was my whole afternoon there, all that dead stuff. Maybe I'm getting to the top, I don't know. The trail's nice now. I made it to Surprise Lake, but it's really windy. I gotta find a nice place that I can get sheltered. It's freezing too. Well, I got a nice late start at 7 a.m. this morning, and I had a hard time falling asleep because I hiked so late. I didn't eat my dinner until like 8:45, so it was hard to, I don't know, I find it hard to exercise really close to when it's time to go to bed, and then my feet hurt so much. And so I ended up having to take 6 ibuprofen. So I took 3 and waited a couple hours and nothing happened, and took 3 more. And then I also had to use one of my gummies, half of my gummies. But I think because of that, I got really good sleep and I woke up feeling good and ready to go. So I have about 26 miles to the road that goes to Darby, but if I can stop before then, I will. The problem is there's a really long water carry, long dry section, so at the last water I'll have to just carry everything to camp. So I don't know if I'll do that. We'll see what happens. But I feel pretty cheerful today compared to yesterday. My feet still hurt, but it's not too bad. So we'll see what the day brings. And it's stopped blowing wind. God, it was so windy last night. But it stopped, and I ate my breakfast without mosquitoes, and it's going to be a great day, I hope. Well, it's hard to see the view, but it's pretty cool. There's some big snowy mountains out there. And I think the fire is out there somewhere, so maybe it's settled down. There's a better view. So this is hard to see, but there's like giant mountains all the way around. Some more out there. So I just met a section hiker, a guy named Just Ben. He hiked the PCT in 2008, and he's doing a section from Yellowstone to Butte, and he'd just fallen down and his face was all bloody, but he said he was okay. And he told me about some bonus water that be sure to get from, otherwise it's 17 miles without water, but you have to climb a whole bunch of blowdowns to get to it. So I'm nearing a good water source, so I'm gonna sort of drink up, and then after that there's kind of a shitty water source, and I don't know, I'm probably not as fussy as other people, but we'll see what it looks like when I get there. And then if I have to use this off trail, climb a bunch of blowdowns water source, then I'll do that. We'll see how it goes. So I got 3.5 liters plus my drinking bottle in my pack. Pretty heavy at the meadow, at the creek, Schultz Creek. And it's about 3.6 miles to some muddy meadow that everybody says has terrible water. But if you, that other guy, that northbound section hiker said, if you don't mind climbing over blowdowns, there is a spring a little bit off the trail. So we'll see what this muddy meadow is like when I get there, if I need to top off. I also made some pudding and put that in my backpack so I can eat that whenever. And I have 18 miles to go to get to the highway. So I don't know if I can get there today. Maybe I can. The trail isn't nearly as tough as it's been. So we'll see if I need to camp with this water or if it suddenly gets hot and I have to drink it and then get muddy meadow water. I don't know. Somehow I'll survive this. Well, I didn't really see where you're supposed to go to get water at the meadow, and it really wasn't that muddy. I suppose if you like stomped your foot and then let it collect water, you could get some. So I haven't drunk very much of my water, so I think there's like 13 miles to a tent site. I think if I camp there, I'll be okay for a short, relatively short Nero, or if I can do the 15 miles to a dirt road where you can get down to the highway. So I think I'll be all right. I was thinking of camping here, but there's somebody here. But maybe that's okay. So only 2 miles left, less than 2 miles on a trail that's essentially flat. And I don't know, I tripped on something and suddenly I landed right on my eyebrow and blood was just dripping out profusely. Look at my little rag here. It was like dripping out all over the ground. It's the same side that I fell on when I had the motorcycle accident, the same eyebrow. So I don't know if I got the band-aid on right, but I think it's not dripping down into my eye anymore. Every day this trail does something like this to me. I got a ride from a nice guy. It was actually the guy who I camped next to last night. Let me see if I can wash some blood off. Now I gotta try to hitch to Darby. It's pretty far. Hopefully it won't take too long. There's a sign over there that says, "Welcome to Idaho," but Idaho is like shot to hell with bullets. Perfect. Well, I made it to Darby, and there's a big forest fire, so people are talking about, like, what are we supposed to do now? On the way to Darby, I had 2 miles to go from my tent site, and I tripped on like a little route on an easy little tiny flat section of trail, and I landed on my forehead just like almost the same spot where I landed when I had the motorcycle accident in 2020. So when I got to Darby, I went to the clinic because it kept bleeding. First I went to the grocery store and it was bleeding in the grocery store, so I thought, maybe I better go to the clinic. So I go to the clinic is closed. So then I'm like, well, I guess I gotta hitchhike to Hamilton, which is like further up the road. Like Darby's already 31 miles away from the trail. So I got a hitch from a really nice couple, and they took me right to the hospital, and I got my cut washed and glued back together, and then I hitchhiked back to Darby, and I'm here at Traveler's Rest. So